the worldwide outage of Facebook. We were talking about that, like, there's the potential that maybe that was, I mean, think about it, the timing-wise, right before they announced that they're with Meta now, and, like, I don't know, something's a little fishy there, where, like, maybe they did that to show the world, like, oh, you do actually need us.
Welcome to the Big Brand Theory Podcast by Blackwood Creative.
Let's dive into it. What do we got for today?
I feel like it's pretty relevant. A lot of people think about Facebook as, like, you know, the side social media now, and TikTok is very prevalent and all that kind of thing. So one of the fun taglines that we thought of was, Facebook is the Walmart of social media.
Indeed it is.
Can we unpack that a little bit?
Yeah, so first question, are we sticking with calling it Facebook, or do we adapt to the meta that they are using?
I think people misconstrue what that all was, because Meta is the umbrella. It's like the alphabet of Google.
Sure.
Right? And they're getting into that whole space of, you know, like the VR world, and properties are being bought up and all that kind of thing. And that makes sense. That's the future. But it's not imminently here in like the next year. It's like a 5 to 10 year plan.
Yeah.
But Facebook is still Facebook, and it will be Facebook. I think one of the big things about Facebook is the fact that, like Walmart, they try to do everything and anything with every feature, but it's not as great as it could be.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's when we were talking about it, whatever day it was, a few days ago, and explaining like that I think Facebook still has its feet under them right now because of that they have pages for your company, they have groups for your organization or your tribe or whatever. You have your own profile, and on your profile you've got all these different features that you can utilize. You've got the feed, you've got stories, you've got reels now kind of integrated in all of that. So they've said, hey, let's make a social media that's just got it all. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why, plus they've just been here longer. Right. That's why they're still there. They're still relevant today. And the move with Meta has helped them kind of say, hey, we're still forward thinking. Because a lot of us marketers were saying Facebook it's kind of decaying. It's on its way out. Like, it's a little stagnant. And then they come out with Meta and all these like ideas of what they're trying to do for the future. And now everybody's like, maybe there's something to this. So, but the idea of Facebook is the Walmart of social media, is that like broad, like we've got all these things. Whereas if you go to TikTok, you just have an account, and then basically you've got a feed. And It's very, very simple. And
businesses can have accounts, and like you can still do advertising and all that, but it's very niched, and Facebook is very wide. So like a good example, just thinking about it, of potential, no tinfoil cap here, but potential of the worldwide outage of Facebook. We were talking about that, like, there's the potential that maybe that was, I mean, think about it, the timing-wise, right before they announced that they're with Meta now, and like, I don't know, something's a little fishy there, where like maybe they did that to show the world, like, oh, you do actually need us.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty prevalent still.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. The idea of like, let's take it down and just kind of show them how much they rely on us, and then we'll bring it back and say, oh, we're so sorry. And in their apologies, they said that we know how much our users and businesses rely on us to run their business, all that kind of stuff.
It kind of fits.
I could believe that one. I could believe that one.
The same thing, okay, so with Meta, like I said, it's coming on the back end of that. So if you look at the stock price when they announced Meta, or the idea of changing their name but not Meta, price went down. And then as soon as they announced Meta, there was so much publicity around it. The stock went highly volatile for like a week. Like, it went up, it went really far down for a little bit, but like, I feel like that kind of plays into that a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I always think about that, like the Tesla Cybertruck thing. It's like, did they mean to break the window?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did.
I'm pretty sure he
Elon's
did.
a smart guy.
Yeah.
So I think he did that on purpose. Plus, how many people are like, oh, dude, I don't want a truck unless all the windows are unbreakable.
Nobody's
Nobody's
actually saying it except they're military, maybe.
Right.
But yeah, that's. I mean, when you're at that level, that global level, especially as a platform, sometimes you got to do that. Like, let's shake it up a little bit. Again, we have no clue whether or not this whole shutdown or whatever was on purpose, but in that same vein, like that's where it does lead me to believe, like I could believe that conspiracy, in a heartbeat. So, but yeah, that goes to the point of like Tesla, Facebook, or any of these other places where something happens and they just get so much publicity. I can think of a local company that moved. And they just got a ton of publicity because they moved in this corner building that was kind of drab, and then boom, it shined it up, and like they've got press releases, they've got social media posts everywhere, all that kind of stuff, and it's just a move like that can cause good things for your publicity.
Right, just literally moving your business, not actually reaching out for PR, not making any volatile change to your business, just literally uprooting and moving.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have publicity. So yeah, broken window or a name change from a publicly traded company that's, been around for 10 years, like that's going to make waves. So yeah, I think that kind of, again, goes to that grain of Walmart. So like, again, they make any moves with employees. They make any moves with a good headline version of that was, when they publicly stated that they were going to start expanding self-checkout and removing cashiers. And I was like, me personally, I'm like, whatever, that's cool. I shop on Amazon anyway. But I think it's pretty important that people understand that the name changes and all those kind of things, those aren't done as a slow process or off the cuff. It's kind of a hybrid where people are going to choose this name, and they're going to really sit on it. They're going to really internalize it. And like I said, it's a 5 to 10 year plan. It's not a let's just out of nowhere just be like, let's just change the name of Facebook. It's been the Facebook at one point, and then it went to Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's been that forever, essentially. And that's what people have grown to know. So these decisions are not done lightly, but I think that it also strongly pulls into the marketing aspect of it. How far can we drag this and put our name on the headlines?
Yeah. In reality, that's they knew that going in for sure, and that's why again, you're not gonna just, like you said, you're not gonna just change a name just willy-nilly, but when you do, if you do it right, especially in a move like this where it's like Facebook is a social media, whereas the idea of Meta and what they're doing there is far beyond social media. Social media is the gateway to what they're trying to do. And so that's why I think that's where they're landing. And the value there is that it's opening up a larger platform, right, for businesses to hop on and say, okay, so what does this mean for my business? How can I utilize whatever they're doing to grow my business? And we know as a lot of businesses are hesitant to get into some of this new stuff, even like, I don't know, this TikTok thing.
They want the tried and true, give me the square of what I can expect. And it's like, the key thing of being ahead of the game is that you don't have the expectation that this is 100% going to work. But don't you want to be there when it does work and you get some great opportunities versus being like the slow drip campaign of like, well, I got 10 leads this month versus like, if I jump to TikTok, I got 1,000 people buying products in my store in a day because of a viral video. Like that literally happens all the time. I follow people that do that all the time.
And I remember the days when we were trying to convince clients like, hey, this Facebook thing, right? Like you should try it out. Like we think it'll be good for your business. And now it's just like, it's default. I mean, it's part of the top, top 5 things when we talk about tools for advertising or marketing, it's like, yeah, Facebook it's in the top 5. Will it ever drop out? Maybe, I don't know. But this whole Meta thing has got us now like, okay, let's see what you got here, and what's the new thing. And maybe Facebook isn't it, but one of their brands, one of their tools is.